Hi everyone, I am absolutely flabbergasted and excited to have just received this absolutely amazing gift from a lovely lady called Gina, who's one of my YouTube subscribers, and she has sent me this as a thank you. I'm just looking at her note for the tutorials and advice, so I am so thrilled, so excited. Thank you so much, Gina, and I thought I would just open them and have a little try of them. Now these are Black Widows. I apologise to anyone with arachnophobia. Fortunately I don't get arachnophobia, but I can understand that some people might not be too keen on the tin, so I'm going to quickly open it if I can get in. Oh, it's sellotaped down. Oh crikey. Hang on. I'm sorry, it's upside down now. I'll hold the spider out of view for any of you who don't like it. Here we go. Oh, there we are. Oh, the lid comes right off. Inside the lid, look, we have a sort of swatch of the different. Oh, I love the colours. They're all names of spiders. Well, not all of them. Ladybug, banana tarantula. Oh, look at that. Zephyr blue, cyanide pink, pumpkin cicada. Cicada? I don't know how to say that. Foxy green. Oh wow, and they're all actually wrapped up in shrink wrap, and look, they've got these black cases. I've never tried any Black Widow pencils before, which is why they were on my Amazon wish list, so I'm very excited to open them up and have a look. Woo! Oh gosh, I want to stab that in. Oh. There we go. Oh, sorry, I hope it's not making too much of a nasty noise. It's so exciting. Oh, here we go. Here we go, and here they all are. So what's quite interesting, I've noticed, is that the wood is black, and it says they're called black wood, actually, on the tin. Ooh. Which is a very scrunchy polythene noise, isn't it? It doesn't want to come off. There we go. There they are. So, let's have a look at one of them. I'm going to just grab this one out. So this is, so they're hexagonal, and they've got these black cases with the red writing, and this says amethyst. You can see the gorgeous colour. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just stop the film, grab my book, choose a picture, and I shall colour in with them and have a go at all the different colours. I have noticed they're in a very random order colour-wise, which I probably will move. I'm sorry for people who like keeping them in the order they arrive in, but it really isn't the... Sorry, I've just noticed, look. Stinkbug. I hope it isn't smelly. Let me smell. No, they don't smell. Where they smell a bit like new pencils, they don't smell nasty. So this is fun. Sorry, I'm getting overexcited. I'm going to turn the camera off, calm down, and come back with a picture to colour. Right, hi everyone, I am back now. I probably haven't calmed down at all, but I've got my book set up for colouring and trying out these pencils. Now, as with all new pencils, I really don't know whether they're going to need to be sharpened or not. So I'm just going to grab them and try one out and see what happens, really. I haven't swatched them. I don't do that. I just like to get on and colour. So I've grabbed this first one, which is the amethyst, as it was so gorgeous I thought I couldn't resist having a go with it. So I'm going to colour going to colour this frame here around here. Oh, that's a nice colour, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, I'm just going to move my pencils because they're right on my elbow. That's it. I'll just put them across a little bit. Oh, I don't want to knock them on the floor. That would be terrible. I'm going to try fading it out as we go down. Oh, it makes a very pretty mauvey colour. Or looks like the mauve in the Castle Arts Botanical set. More like a lavender maybe. Looks a bit blue in the camera, unfortunately. I don't know whether this is an accurate representation of what you see on my screen or not. That's the only thing. Colour wise, obviously the colour varies with your computer screen or you know, whether you're using a monitor or a phone or a tablet. So that's a nice even covering. They feel hardish, but not hard, if that makes any sense. They're not soft and smushy like a Prismacolor, but they're certainly not hard like a Noris. I think they're softer. I would say they were softer than a Polychromos pencil. So there's that one. That's a lovely colour, isn't it? I'm going to put that one aside. And the next colour I've grabbed, I'm just grabbing them out as they come. This is called Watermelon. It's beautiful red. I'm going to do the beads around the camel's neck. I'm going to do them all the same colour and just try it out. I'm going to push quite hard with these because I think they'd be lovely and bright and vibrant, don't you? Now I think I'll do them all the same colour. I think we've got quite a lot of sections in this picture with scope to try out lots of colours. I'm a bit worried about all this background. I've just gone miles out of the line. But there we go. That's a lovely, that's a sort of, I would say it was a mid-red. It's very pretty. My next one is Tarantula, which is this brownie colour. Now I'm thinking we might want a bit of this on the camel. I'm just looking at the other colours I've got. Yeah. So it's quite dark as far as I can tell from looking. I haven't tried, but I'm going to try on the feet. Yeah. It is quite dark. Now, I don't know whether his feet would be a bit darker than the rest of him. He would want some shadow here. I'm going to sort of colour with this darker colour. The areas I think would be darker because he's not going to be really dark coloured. But he will have some shadowy, slightly darker colours here. Oh gosh, I'm supposed to be working at the minute. And then these plopped through my letterbox. They plopped onto the floor from my letterbox, and you can see none of them have broken, which is really fantastic. And so that's a good start. I was too excited, I just had to try them out. So here I am, being very naughty, but I'll do a bit of work. I'll catch up. My children have got to do some work at the weekend because they're revising again, poor boys. So I'll do some work while they're working and they'll think that's fairer. Now I'm just grabbing out other browns now. I'm not going in the order they were in the box. This is the Foxy Brown. It's rather pretty. I'm going to use him to go over the top of some of this and to darken a little bit. I just want to see what it looks like because I'm thinking about, oh, I like that. What colour our camel's going to be. I don't really know whether they're very light yellow or if they're slightly darker brown. I have been to zoos and seen camels. I'm really bad at visualising stuff. In fact, there is a condition, like a medical condition, where you can't visualise things, and although I can visualise some things, I'm not very good, so I wonder whether I might have that. I don't know. And what it means is that I absolutely, the thing I can't visualise at all is faces. Not at all. If someone says, what's your husband look like, and I try and brick up an image, I just can't see him. And I've always thought that was quite normal until I spoke to someone who said, what, you can't do that? No. So that's the next sort of darky bits. I really like that colour. And we've got this colour called Stinkbug. I love it. And it's a sort of, I would say that was a sort of yellow ochre, and I think I'd like to do the rest of the camel in that colour. I think it looks kind of sandy, which I suppose would be the right colour for a background, wouldn't it, sand? But we'll see. I'll get him done first. Now what I'm going to do is see how smoothly they blend. They're rather nice. I'm using this sort of circular movement to get a nice even, well, evenish. I don't think it would be really even because it's sort of fur. And the camels I've seen are never neatly brushed and tidied, not like our pets. Well, your pets. I don't have any pets. I was dreaming last night about having a pet. It's very odd. I dreamt I had inherited a house and it belonged to a family friend. It's a real house and a real family friend, and the couple that lived there died a long time ago. I didn't inherit the house, but I dreamt that I'd inherited the house. I don't know why. I thought I didn't want to inherit the house, but anyway. And I also inherited their pet bird. Now they had a parrot that they absolutely adored. They treated him like he was their child, and he was cute and lovely. They outlived him, but he was in the dream. He was in the house. It was quite bizarre. There, I like that colour. How that's come out, lovely. Right, we're going to grab our next one. And this is blue. It's called Forget Me Not. What a nice name. I am going to maybe keep within this area because these colours look like they'll work with blues and things. So I'm going to do this sort of frame bit here in blue. Now I'm thinking, am I using up this blue that I might want for a background on the next picture, on the camel, behind the camel? Oh well. It's all the fun, isn't it? Just grab a pencil and go. It's actually could be quite an interesting technique, couldn't it? Grab a handful of pencils, mix them up, close your eyes, grab one and colour with it, see what happens. It's virtually what I'm doing. Ah, it's a nice colour. I'm trying to colour this in so it's fairly even. We've got a graduating colour on the outside bit, but I thought that might be more difficult to achieve on this section because it's got all the little fiddly triangles and things. Now, that's that. I'm just trying to even it out a little bit. It's fairly even and fairly easy. Now, I don't know whether to do that bit with this blue background, so I'm going to just put that to one side for a minute and have a think. Aha! We now have another lemonade. What a lovely name. I'm thinking, should I do some sand with this one? Might be a bit pale. I'm not sure. But if it was too dark, the camel wouldn't show up, would it? The only thing is I find it hard to see whether there's any white left. I can see there's certainly, I've gone over there, out of the line, but never mind. This one feels extra soft. It's really lovely, smooth, nice. Now what I'm going to do, as I have done with my other new Castle Art Botanical set, is colour, do some other tutorials with these as well, and colour them more myself to get used to them, and then I can give you a bit more feedback, because obviously this little video is my first time of using them, so it's tricky. Now this one's called Huntsman, and I think that's black. So I am, yeah, I'm going to do these bits here. It's not black, look. It's a very dark brown. I should have looked at the swatches on the inside of the lid, shouldn't I? Now I don't know much about Black Widow, having not used them before. I know there's a selection of sets, one with a snake on the front, which I'm a bit frightened of. I don't mind spiders, but snakes. So if I get those at any point, you know, if I decide that I want to buy more and I buy those, I might have to put them in a pencil case. Oh, it's the Ladybug. So this one's going to be a red, obviously. So I'm thinking maybe a bit more red on the here. Maybe we'll do pink and purple and blue tones here and sort of reds and oranges and yellows here. So I'm going to do some stripes on the whatever this is, blanket? What do you think it is? And so I'm going to try and do a darker bit there and lighter up towards the top, and that's quite easy to vary the pressure and get a different amount of colour out, so that's really good. There we go, and we'll see what comes next. Oh, this one doesn't want to come out. There we go. We've got another sort of, this is orange I think, a pumpkin. I'm not going to put that right next to the red. I want something that's a slightly more contrasting colour. So I'm going to go down onto this bit and do orange here and do it darker on the edges and slightly lighter towards the middle. I do that to make it look a bit more interesting. That's a nice colour. Now what have we got? We have got egg yolk. That's a good colour. Look at that. Ooh, it looks very turmeric-y. I think I am going to do these bits with this. Now what I'm liking is they seem to be working right away. I haven't sharpened any of them yet and getting a good amount of colour from them, even these yellows. I don't know if we've got a white. That could be interesting. I don't know what I'd do with that. But we'll see. I think there is a white later, but we're just working through the box. Now that Fang green. Ooh, I haven't made an allowance for greens. Maybe around the outside. I'm going to put the greens to the side and I'm going to do them as this outside bit, and I'm going to have to wait and see how many greens I get so that I can work out how to blend it round. So that is a green. Everglade, look at that, very pretty. So we'll put that to the side as well for a moment. And we've got, this one's called Black Widow and it's black presumably. I should do black, maybe a stripe here, black fading a little bit to black there. There we go. Yep, it's black. I don't know really what to say about that. It's black. Now we've got a Zephyr Blue. It's very dark, so I shall use it. I'm going to use it for this background. I'm using it quite lightly because I don't want really dark, because it looks really dark, but actually it's not going down really dark. I like it. I'm sure I could press harder and get a darker tone. I'll do that in a minute. I just want to get a nice light layer, and I should just do it dark around the edge. Oh, that's quite a nice night sky type colour, isn't it? Fascinating. Okay. Lovely. Now, what's that? Cicada? It's green. Where are we going to put our greens? Around the edge. That's right, so we'll leave that for a moment. Come back to it. Now we have got the spider web. It's a grey. So I'm going to do this stripe. Oh, it's a nice light grey. Sort of silvery grey, isn't it? I guess that is what you would imagine spider's web. I've got one on my wall right by me where I need to do a bit of dusting, and it's certainly that sort of colour, although it's quite dusty. Casper, here's our white. Not sure, I know. I'm going to try and blend the middle of here with this white, see what happens. Oh, it's definitely getting a layer of white and smoothing it. Look at that. I don't know if you can see, but it's smoothing it out. It's quite a nice white, I have to say. Sometimes they don't work that well, but that's good. Okay, what have we got now? We've got a toadstool. Look at that. So I'm going to do the tassels in this colour. Oh, it's a really pretty peachy almost colour. Oh, I like that. Maybe it's not peach, maybe it's just a pale orange. I like it. I'm just going to see if I can get it darker at the top, because it's quite pale. But I can look, if I put a bit more pressure on, I can get a darker line, so that's nice. I like that. Right, now we have got banana. Minion colour. So we are going to go with these stripes. I find with yellow it's quite hard to make it dark and then light. It doesn't show up because it's so close to the white paper colour. That's pretty good. I like that shade. It's nice and warm, like a warm yellow. Starry Night. Now that's a very dark blue. I'm going to pop it in here. It's a bit of a different tone of blue to the one below, to this one, isn't it? It's more of a mid blue, I reckon. Lovely. It goes nice and smooth. There we go. Okay, we've only got a few left, so we might have to use a few several times, so we'll see. Plum Pudding, there's a name. Oh, that looks really pretty. Let's have a go on these. Ooh, look at that. Oh, lovely. And you can see I'm pressing harder on the bottom, a bit less as we go in towards the centre of the circle area. And I'm going to do the same on these down here, just because we're running out of colours. I still don't know what I'm doing above the camel. I was hoping that might be a pale blue, but I may have to have a think. So there we go. Oh, I like that colour. What have we got here? We've got a Cyanide Pink. Oof. I think we're going to go in here with that. Oh, that's a pretty, it's like a rose pink, I would say. Cyanide Pink. What a name, huh? I didn't even think that cyanide was pink. I always assumed it was white, but I think that might be arsenic. I'm not really up on my poisons, funnily enough. Now, our last one in the tin, we've obviously got our greens to go, is a toxic green. So we've got the greens. So we've got a few gaps to fill before we do the green and the excuse me, my nose is running. It's all the excitement. I've got to think about what to do with these triangles and dots. Now I'm thinking I'd quite like to use the grey, oops, for the triangles. I think that will work. And the dots need to be something a bit different. I know, let's leave them white. I like them white, I'm going to leave them white. But I am going to grab the yellow. We used the Stinkbug. No, we didn't. That's not the right one. I want the one next to it, the Lemonade, for this background. I'm actually going to just colour the whole of the background in this yellow, because obviously we're in a desert, there's sand. The sand's stretching way into the distance. It's not very imaginative, I know, but I think it'll just work. And I'm keeping it a bit lighter at the top than the bottom. I think that will help it to look like the camel isn't just floating in the sky, or I mean in the sand or whatever. I think it will make it look a bit more like he's actually standing on the sand. That bit's a bit closer to him somehow. Now I can't see very well, so I may have missed quite a few areas out, but to me that looks okay. I'm looking in the camera, it doesn't really help me. Right, greens. Our very darkest green is the Fang Green. I'm going to use that on the corners of this sort of ticket. I think this one looks quite like a stamp because it's got this quite a thin edge somehow, like a postage stamp, I mean, just in case. So we're going to put a bit there and fade it out. That was a bit of a silly way to fade it. There we go. So thicker in the corner. It's quite a dark green, isn't it? That'd be good for pine trees, that sort of thing, I would say. And then up and across. There we go. So that's that one. Now I'm looking at the different shades we've got here. This one looks like the next darkest to me, and I love Toxic Green. Sounds fantastic. Sounds like it belongs into a bucket of nuclear waste or something. I don't think it. I like that colour. It's like an emerald green, isn't it? Really pretty, very gem-like. I'm going to go over the top of this dark green and it'll smooth it out. Look how that's smoothed so quickly, just smoothed it out. And taking the colour up, you can see what I'm doing. I'm going over what's there and just extending it a little bit along. Yeah, I'm supposed to be writing about fishing. This is far more exciting because I'm a freelance writer. I get to write about all sorts of exciting things. Fishing, I've never been fishing, don't know anything about it. I do now. I know all sorts of things about it that I never wanted to know. And my husband was watching a programme on fishing the other night because apparently there's loads of fishing programmes on telly at the moment. Now this green to me looks very blue, so I'm actually gonna, got a bit of scrap somewhere. Can't find it. It's under my computer keyboard, of course it is. I'm just going to scribble on it, see what it looks like. See, it's very bluey. And the other one that I've got is much more spring green like. Oops! I think this bluey green, I've just dropped it on the floor. There's carpet on the floor, so it's okay. I'm going to use this spring green, this Everglade. It's not spring green at all, it's the Everglade green, to extend this because I think it's going to work the best. It's quite bluey, isn't it? But it's rather pretty. It's rather like the ice green or ice blue in the Holbein pastel tone set, but it's much more vibrant, which I like. I think, what's this? Minty ice cream colour, maybe. I am going to colour this in. I know we haven't used the other green, but I've got a place for it. So that's okay. I don't know how smudgy they're going to be, but I'm going to have to put my hand right over the top of those reds and things to do this bit. Actually, I don't need to if I stretch. There. There we go. Now this last one is the cicada. I hope that's how you say it. I really have no clue. And we've got this bit, look. That's a nice colour. That's a nice leafy colour, isn't it? We haven't got any leaves, so there we are. So that's it all done. So wow. So I'm really pleased with those. They feel a little bit different to pencils I've used before. That's not a bad thing. So I'm going to have fun with them. I think they're going to take me a bit of time to get used to using them, but I'm going to play with them a lot and have fun with them. I think the colours are vibrant. They're soft. They seem to I obviously haven't tried to blend them together, but the white worked well blending in them, so I think they will work together well. And actually I did blend them in the camel, and that worked brilliantly well, so I'm really pleased. So I have to say thank you very much again to the absolutely brilliant Gina for sending these to me. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm just amazed and flattered that people are sending me things. It's just so lovely. So thank you so much, and thank you to everyone else for watching as well and supporting my channel. Everybody who watches, likes, comments, anything, you're just being absolutely brilliant, and I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much, and happy colouring.